All right, let's come to our seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Sitting in a cross-leg position, or you can have your legs out straight. You can kneel down on your knees. Just want to sit with your back nice and straight. With your head in line with your shoulders, in line with your hips. Creating the nice natural curvature of your spine. Once you find your nice comfortable seat, go ahead and close your eyes and just begin to focus on the gentle inflow and outflow of your breath. Focusing your attention inward. Feel how every time you inhale, your abdomen expands. As you exhale, your abdomen falls. Inhale, your abdomen rises. Exhale, it's a relaxing maneuver, and your abdomen falls. Let's begin to take a little bit of control of our breath. Take a nice deep inhale all the way in. Exhale, blowing the air all the way out. Pulling your navel into your spine, rounding your back. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. One more time, all the way in. And at the top of this breath, hold your breath for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for a count of 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 8. Exhaling for 8. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 12. Exhaling for 8. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 16. Exhaling for 8. Release your breath. Open your eyes. And let's just begin by rolling out the back of our neck, starting to warm up. So drop your chin to your chest. And as you inhale, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Continue on up, making a big circle with your nose, inhaling all the way up. And then exhaling on the way back down the other side, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, and then your chin on down to your chest. Inhaling up and left. Exhaling right and down. Let's do this a couple more times on your own pace. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. in a clockwise direction. One more time around. Very gentle maneuver, big circle. And pausing at the bottom with your chin at your chest. We're going to reverse our directions, coming up and to the right, inhaling. Exhaling as we come down and to the left. Big circle in the counterclockwise direction. Inhaling up and left, right. Exhaling left and down. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last time, inhaling up. And then exhaling down, bringing your chin to your chest, rounding your back away. Inhaling, coming back up to a neutral. Let's do some torso rotations. So leading with your heart, press your heart forward, and then over to the left side, and rounding your back, push your heart back, and then rounding over to the right side, and then pushing your heart forward. Let's do that again. Again, all the way around, big torso rotations to the left. Beginning to open up. This is just beginning to warm up our hips and our spine. Letting our bodies know that we're getting ready to do some asana practice. Let's reverse our directions. Go back and around, pressing our heart forward and to the right, and back, rounding our back, pushing our back away, then over to the left, continuing on around. Let's do this 2-3 more times. Awesome. And when you're ready, come to just to your normal seated position. Okay, let's clasp our hands, press our palms away, all the way out, straightening our arms, stretching our palms, stretching our wrists and forearms. Very good. With our hands still clasped, making double fists. Draw a big circle 8 in the air with your wrists and your fists. Warming up your wrists. We'll be doing some of our practice will be on our hands and knees. So it's good to have our wrists warmed up and then go back the other direction. Very good. Now, bring the tops of your hands together with your thumbs facing downward. Bring your right over the left and clasp your hands. And then turn your hands inside out and press your arms straight. Stretching. This is warming up your forearms. Flossing the forearms. There are 2 bones in your forearms that kind of articulate back and forth, and I think this really gets them mobilized. Then coming to a stop with your arms extended, and then just switch. Bring your left over your right, reclasp your hands. You'll feel this one in the other arm more intensely. Good job, Adele. All right, when you're done, release your hands. Bring your hands to your thighs. And let's just big shoulder rolls to the back. Big shoulder rolls up and back. Several times on your own. And then when you come to a neutral place, and then roll them towards the front. Very good. Let's bring our left hand out to the right, our left hand out to the side. Arm is nice and straight. Just using it to support us as we bring our right hand out to the side, and then up reaching up towards the sky. We want to make sure that we have both of our sit bones in contact with our mat or with the block. Really reaching up and out of our hips, more reaching than bending. Be sure to engage your breath. Big inhale here, and as you exhale, extend it right arm over to the left. Really reaching, feeling that stretch all along the right side of your body. Very good. Now reaching forward to the front corner of the room, rounding your back, opening up that right shoulder, moving your spine in another direction. And on your next big inhale, bringing your arm up, lifting your heart to the sky. And then when you come back to the side and then inhaling, coming back up to a sitting position. Very good. Now, other way. Bring your right arm out to the side. Arm is nice and straight, supporting you. Bring your left arm out and then right up, reaching for the sky. Gazing past your fingers of your left hand, really reaching up and out of your hips. Big inhale. Exhale, bring that hand on over, intensifying the stretch along the left side of your body. Big inhale here. Exhale, rounding your back. Reaching for that front corner of the room. Couple breaths here. And on your next big inhale, rounding your back, rolling back up, lifting your heart to the sky. And then back to the side, and down up. Now, bringing both hands straight up and overhead. Palms touch, extending your hands up to the sky, look up. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring your left hand to your right thigh, bring your right hand around behind you. Looking back over your right shoulder. Seated twist. Nice, gentle twist, just warming up our spine. And as you inhale, bring your arms straight up and overhead. Untwisting, palms touch. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left thigh. Left hand around behind you, twisting back. Look over your left shoulder. Inhaling, coming back to a neutral position, just kind of shift it out. Very good. If you're on a block, come off of your block. Let's come to our hands and knees for a tabletop position. At this point, I'd like to talk a little bit about the alignment in our hand position. When we're in this position, we want our wrist positioned underneath our shoulders. Our hands should be nice and flat, palm completely flat on the mat. Fingers are spread wide, pressing into the knuckles of your thumb, your index finger, and your pinky finger, and your palm. Your index finger should be pointed directly forward towards the front of your mat. Your shoulders should be on the back of your body. Turn the inside of your elbow forward. Kind of locks you in position here. Now, As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tail, and drop your heart down towards the mat. And as you exhale, tuck your chin, press your back away, rounding your back and tucking your tail underneath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling on up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more time, at your own breath. Just feeling how it feels to move your body in this way. Notice how it feels to match your breath with your movement. When ready, come to a neutral position here. And let's go side to side. Inhaling as you come forward, and then you exhale as you bend and look back to the right. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, looking back and to the left. Inhaling forward. Back and right. Do this a few more times at your own pace. Very good. And then coming to a stop here in the front. Let's take this to another level. Let's make big circles with our hands and our tail. So let's bring our head to the left and tail to the left, like we're looking back to our left. Then bring the crown of our head up. Lift your tail and drop your heart down towards the mat. Then bring your looking back to the right, shifting your tail over to the right, and then coming back, rounding your back, tucking your tail, bringing your chin to your chest. Big circle with your head coming up, bend around, tail coming up, bend around. Making big clockwise circles with your head and with your tail at the same time. This is kind of like a variation on that torso rotation we did earlier. But engaging both your hips and your head and neck. Now coming to a stop, let's reverse direction. Bringing your head to the left. Lifting your tail, lifting your head up, and then coming back to the right, and then down. Now going in the counterclockwise direction. Big circles with your head, coordinating your head and tail. This is a coordination challenge as well as a stretch and a mobilization exercise. Very good. Coming to a stop in a neutral position. Bring your left hand in under your nose. Bring your right hand straight up to the sky, reaching your hands away from one another. Inhale and look up at the right hand. If your hips have shifted over to the right, go ahead and let them slide back to the left. Inhale, exhale, bring that hand back down to the mat. Bring that hand on underneath the left arm and rest your right shoulder on the mat. Looking up under the left arm at the ceiling. Two more breaths here. Relaxing into this pose, feeling your spine stretching and twisting in this direction. And on your next inhale, come back up to a tabletop position. Hands are nice and flat. Bring your right hand in underneath your nose and bring your left arm straight up to the sky, reaching your arms away from one another. Open twist. Shift your hips back over to the right. One more big deep breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand underneath your right arm. Bring your left shoulder to the mat. Look up at the ceiling underneath your right arm. Two more breaths here. Big inhale. Coming back to your tabletop position. Awesome. Now, walk your hands out, way out in front of you. So your arms are nice and straight and they come up overhead. Your biceps are by your ears. Look up at your hands and sink your heart down towards your mat. Opening up the front of your shoulders, your lats, your chest. Relaxing into this posture, opening your heart. Puppy pose. One more big inhale here. And walk your hands back in underneath you. Very good. Bring your hands to the top of the mat. Hands are nice and flat. Tuck your toes and lift your knees. Continue by lifting your hips up to the sky. You may want to leave a little bend in your knees. That's okay. Arms are nice and straight. Back is nice and straight. That's the important thing. Relax your neck and let your head hang heavy, like a big heavy ball on the end of a chain, creating space in your cervical spine. Shake your head yes and no, relaxing your neck. Lifting your tailbone up to the sky, back is nice and straight, pressing down in your strong hands. When you're ready, start pedaling out your feet. Waking up the back of those legs, waking up your hips. First inversion of the day. Your head is below the level of your heart. Now come to a place of stillness in your downward dog. Still pressing into your hands. Press your heels towards the mat. Begin to straighten your legs. If you start feeling any stress or tension in your low back, that's a sign that you should back off of this leg straightening. It's much more important that your back is straight and long. Good. Bring your feet out as wide as the mat. Maybe you want to shorten your stance a little bit. Pressing down into your strong left hand. Bring your right hand through and grab your left ankle. Pull yourself through and look up at the ceiling. One more big inhale. Bring your hand back down to the mat. And let's switch. Bring your left hand through, grab your right ankle, look up at the ceiling, twisting through. Very good, Adele, looking nice and strong, nice twist. On your next big inhale, coming forward, hands and feet are back to their normal position. Very good. Lift your left leg straight up behind you. Three-legged dog. Now bring your knee into your nose and step down between your hands. Drop your back knee. If you have blocks available to you, I like to use them here because it raises my torso up a little bit more so that I can press my heart forward. You want your knee positioned over your ankle. Foot is nice and flat. Opening your heart to the front of your mat, to the front of your roof, wherever you are. Really feel the right hip beginning to open. Squaring your hips towards the front of the mat. Bring your hands to your knees, to your hips. Very good. Leaving your left hand on your left hip. Bring your right hand straight up and overhead. Low lunge. Stretching the whole right side of your body. Opening up the right hip. Very good. Now bring this right arm around. Hook your right elbow on your left knee. Press your hands together. And look up over your left elbow at the ceiling, the sky. Very good. Inhale, engaging your core muscles. Lift your torso, turning back straight. Hands to your heart. Now, arms straight up and overhead. Both arms reaching for the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat or your blocks. Stepping back into your downward facing dog again. Pressing back. Opening your heart. Lift your right foot straight up to the sky. Pressing your heel up to the sky. Pressing down into your hands. Very good. Now inhaling, bring your knee to your nose and step down between your hands. Dropping your left knee. Pressing your heart forward and looking forward. As you exhale, sink a little deeper into that left hip. Press your heart forward. Now, coming up to your knee, to your hips. Support your low back with your right hand. Bring your left hand straight up. Reaching for the sky. Arching back slightly. Sinking into that left hip. Want to make sure your hips are squared towards the front of your mat. Not off to the side this way or that. Want to make sure that your knee is over your ankle. Very good. Bring your left elbow around and hook your right knee. Press your hands together and look up over your right elbow, looking at the sky. On your next big inhale, engage your core muscles. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring both arms straight up and overhead, looking up to the sky. Very good. Bring both hands back down to the mat. Step back to the top of the plank. Good. Now, move my blocks out of the way. Drop your knees, your chest, and your forehead to the mat. As you push forward, resting your chest and abdomen on the mat, press the tops of your feet into the mat, your pelvis into the mat, and lift your torso. Chest and shoulders come off the mat, looking forward. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Don't forget to breathe here. And exhale, bring your head back down to the mat. Make a little pillow with your hands and rest your forehead. Very good. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, lifting your chest, lifting your shoulders, Bhujangasana. Looking forward. Take a big inhale. Using your hands just for balance. You're not really supporting you. You're using the back muscles to support you. Very good. Bringing your head back down to the mat. Relaxing, releasing. Maybe shift your hips back and forth. Kind of helps to release the muscles of your low back. Preparing for locust pose. So pointing your toes, bring both arms straight out overhead. Can you guys see me? Yes. Now first, let's lift our right hand and our left foot. Look up at your right hand. Exhale, bring the right hand and the foot down and lift your left hand and right foot. Exhale, bring those two back down. Now let's lift both hands and both feet, locust pose. Reaching your hands away and feet away from each other, really extending in both directions. Don't forget to breathe here. One more breath, and exhale. Bring your head back down. Maybe you want to shift your hips back and forth, releasing your low back a little. Preparing for Dhanurasana pose, bow pose. Very good. Now, bend both feet, both knees, pointing your toes to the sky. Reach back with your hands and grab the tops of your feet or your ankles. And on your next big inhale, lift your chest and shoulders, lift your knees to match. Kicking your feet into your hands. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. Remember to continue breathing, using your Ujjayi breath. And on your next exhale, release your feet. Gently come back to the mat. Press yourself up. Bring your knees and feet together. Sit back on your heels. Rest your heart down onto your knees or onto your thighs. And let your head come down, hang heavy towards the mat. Bring your hands around behind you or beside you. Palms facing up alongside your feet. Find a moment of rest here, releasing your back, stretching the whole length of your spine. Very good. Now pressing into the mat, coming up just a little bit, just so that you can spread your knees as wide as the mat. Toes are still touching in the back. Sit back on your heels and bring your heart back down to the mat. Rest, bring your arms out overhead. Resting your heart on the mat, resting your forehead on the mat. Child's pose. You can use your hands to push your bottom closer to your heels, if that feels good. Go inside. Take note of your breath. Resting in child's pose. Catch your breath. Very good. Pressing yourself up. Bring your knees back in underneath your hips. You may want to remove your blanket if you've had it under your knees. Bring your hands to the top of the mat. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips, coming into downward facing dog. Then walk your feet forward, coming to a standing forward fold. You want to keep a little bend in your knees here. Letting your torso hang heavy. It feels good. Rest your lower rib cage on your thighs. Clasp your alternate or opposite elbows. And just hang heavy here for a moment. Pressing your knees back, straightening your legs, feeling the stretch all along the back of your leg, your hamstrings, your calves. Very good. Hands back down to the mat. Now coming up, bring your hands to your knees, straightening your legs, straightening your back, looking down at the mat. Now press your heart down towards the mat. And as you inhale, begin raising your arms up and overhead, but at the same time sitting down and back into chair pose, looking up at your hands, sitting in chair pose. Engage your breath. 2 more breaths here. 1 more big inhale. Coming up to stand, arching back slightly, and exhaling, bringing your hands to your heart. Very good. Bring your left foot up to the left front corner of your mat. Bring your right foot straight back and in line, about hip width apart. Your toes are facing off at a diagonal. Sinking into that right foot, right knee is positioned over the left knee is over the left ankle. Your hips are squared towards the front of the mat. Bring your arms straight up and overhead. Warrior 1. Your hands are about shoulder width apart, palms are facing one another. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Positive energy shooting up to the universe, lifting your heart, sinking a little deeper as you drive the outside edge of that right foot into the mat, pushing yourself forward. Remember to breathe. Very good. Hands come back down. Clasp your hands behind you. Press your palms away and hinging from the hips, folding forward to the inside of that left knee. Left knee is still over the left ankle. Head hangs down towards the mat. Lift your hands, your clasped hands towards the sky. Humble warrior. On your next big inhale, begin to lift your torso, engaging your core muscles, coming back to your warrior 1. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Very good. Now, let's turn our left foot back to the front, or to the side, and our right foot out to the front, or to the back of our mat. And do the other side, straight. Turning your torso towards the back of the mat. Hips are squared towards the back of the mat. Sinking in your right knee over the right ankle. Pressing into the outside edge of your left foot. Bring both arms straight up and overhead. Warrior 1. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Closing the glottis in the back of your throat, so it slows your exhale, strengthens you in these challenging poses. Inhale, reaching your hands back and around behind you. Press your palms away, folding forward from the hips, bringing your torso to the inside of that right leg, hanging your head down towards the mat. Continuing to press into both of your feet. Nice, strong, wide base. Very good. Engaging your core, hinging from your hips, coming straight up. Bringing your arms straight up and overhead. Warrior one. Exhaling, hands to your heart. Turning both your feet towards the side. Let's maybe you want to widen your stance a little bit. Your feet are parallel and out to the side. Your hands on your hips, come hinging forward, bringing your heart down towards the mat, bringing your hands down to the mat. Feeling the stretch along the back of your thighs, feeling your hips, pelvis opening up, engaging your breath. Walk your hands over to your left foot. Turn your torso towards your left knee. Press your heart down towards the left knee. Try and flex the muscles of the front of your thigh, your quadriceps muscles, and see if that can give you a little bit more space, stretching your heart down towards the knee. Good, inhaling, walking your hands over to the other side. Turning your torso towards your right knee. Inhale, exhale, melting your heart down towards the knee, hands out towards the foot, engaging your quadriceps muscle. Feel how that intensifies the stretch on the back of your leg. Very good. Walking your feet back to your hands back to center. And then heel toe your feet in closer to one another, maybe about a shoulder width apart. Engage your core muscles. Bring your hands to your hips. Hinging up to an upright position. All right, guys. Let's move into our malasana or yogi squat. So with your hips anywhere from about hip width apart to shoulder width apart, with your heels hip width, shoulder width apart. Engaging your core. Sit back and down between your heels. It can be helpful here to have a block. If you'd like, you can sit on a block in this position, pressing your knees away. Bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, press your palms together. Press your heart forward so that your torso is upright. Feel how this begins to open the muscles and connective tissues on the inside of your thighs here. Two more breaths. One more big breath here. At the top of your breath, pressing into your strong feet, push your knees back, lifting your bottom, lifting your torso, coming back to a standing position. Awesome. Come back to your mat and to a seated position on your mat. So pull your knees into your chest, then roll up and down the mat, massaging your entire length of your spine. A couple more times at your own pace. Very good. And then come to lying down with your feet flat on the mat. Pull them in towards your bottom to just where you can almost touch them with your fingers. Press your elbows into the mat with your fingers pointing up towards the sky. And now begin to lift your hips up towards the sky. Bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Lifting your hips, lifting your heart, pressing into your strong feet, using your shoulders and your elbows to support you. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, lower your bridge, lower your bottom back down to the mat. Resting for just a moment, and we're going to go back into that pose. Very good. So pressing your elbows into the mat with your fingers pointing towards the sky. Inhale and lift your bridge. Lift your hips up to the sky. Pressing your pelvis up to the ceiling. Pressing your heart up to the ceiling. Very good. Now bring your right foot in towards the center and lift your left foot up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that foot back down. Bring it to center and lift the right foot, pressing the heel up to the sky. Bring that foot back down. Very good. You might bring your feet about as wide as your mat. Bring your arms straight out to either side. And allow both knees to fall over to the right. Lift them up and then allow them to fall over to the left. And back to the right. Windshield wipers back and forth. Relaxing, mobilizing your hips. Very good. Bringing your left knee into your chest, pulling the knee in towards you. Releasing the left knee and bringing it straight and bringing the right knee in towards you. Very good. Now bring both legs straight. Actually bring both feet to flat on the mat. Cross your left knee over your right. And then allow your both knees to fall over to the right. Stretch your left arm out to the left and look over at your left hand for a supine twist. And on your next inhale, bring your knees back up, uncross, and cross the other way, bringing your right knee over the left. Shift your hips over to the right and let your knees fall over to the left. Look out at your right hand over to the right, twisting in the other direction. Very good. Bring your knees back up. The soles of your feet are still flat on the mat. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And then push your left knee away as you reach through and grab behind the right knee and pull the right knee towards your right shoulder. Make sure you're flexing both feet. You can intensify this by pressing your sacrum or your tailbone down towards the mat. So you want to press your shoulders and your tailbone down towards the mat. At the same time, pressing your knee away, your left knee away, and pulling your right knee in towards your right shoulder. This stretch gets to the piriformis muscle, which is a really hard one to get to, but which is really important to stretch because it becomes impacted by so much sitting that we do in our culture. Very good. Bring your feet back down to the mat, and let's switch to the other side. Bringing your right ankle to the left knee. Energetically pushing that right knee away, reaching through and pulling the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Flexing both feet, pressing your tailbone into the mat. Couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale, bringing both feet back down to the mat. Come rolling up to a sitting position. You may want to grab your block or roll the blanket to sit on. Preparing for Anuloma Viloma, alternate nostril breathing. Find a comfortable seat. It's always interesting to me how much more comfortably I can sit like this after my practice as opposed to before my practice. So sitting up nice and tall, just like we always start. Let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Raise your right hand and fold down the first two fingers of your right hand. We'll use our thumb to cover our right nostril and our finger to cover our left nostril for our alternate nostril breathing. When we're retaining our breath, we'll hold them together. So close your eyes. Take a nice, gentle inhale all the way in. Close the thumb. Exhale for a count of 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4. 3, 2, 1. Holding for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open the thumb. Exhaling for 8. Inhaling, same side for 4. Holding for 8. Open the finger, exhaling for 8. Relax your shoulders, relax your brow. Inhaling on the same side, count of 4. Holding for 8. Open the thumb, exhale for 8. Inhaling same side for 4. Holding for 8. Open the finger, exhaling 8. Inhaling same side for 4. Holding for 8. Open Open the thumb, exhaling 8. Inhaling, same side for 8, 4. Holding for 8. Open the mouth, exhaling for 8. Inhaling, same side, 4. Holding for 8. Open the thumb, exhaling 8. Inhaling, same side for 4. Holding for 8. Open the finger, exhaling for 8. Release your hand. Release your breath. And just sit very still. Observe your breath. We're going to move on into a brief Soham meditation. For each inhale, mentally repeat the sound So. And as you exhale, mentally repeat the sound Hum. So, Hum. So, Hum. If you become distracted by sensations in your body or sounds in your environment, that's okay. Just release that thought and return to your mantra. So, I'll keep track of the time. I'll ring the bell when we're done. So, so, It's time to release your mantra. Take a couple of deep breaths. Feel how you're feeling inside. When you're ready, open your eyes. Very good. It was a pleasure having you all in class today. It was a good practice. I hope you can take something you gained in class and carry it with you this week and help it to make your day better. Hands to your heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye-bye. Bye, Adele. Have a great day.